This is one of my favorite tips for conflict. If you go away with one tiny but big needle mover in conflict, it's this. It's called generous assumptions. And it's something that you would use if you're going to be bringing something that hurts towards someone else. Can you also add a perspective where you can see the other person in a good light? So they're not just the villain. So I'm not just going over to Georgie and being like, you never do the dishes, or, you didn't text back in time, or you didn't organize the holiday. And then immediately that's going to bring up Georgie's shame. Oh my God, I'm a bad person, or I'm broken, or I'm not enough.
So this can look like so many different things. For instance, if somebody is late, you can then mention, hey, I know you're pretty reliable most of the time, right? I'm curious, what made you late? So you're acknowledging that it's not a normal behavior, for instance. Other examples could be, hey, I know that generally you're always on time and unreliable, so maybe there's something that happened here that I'm missing. Another one is perhaps, especially this is very common with collaborators, maybe someone didn't just see the email. They didn't read the email properly, because they were in a rush, for instance. So many things could be happening in someone's life that you're just not aware of. So I think it's always really helpful when you're making generous assumptions to just kind of acknowledge that, essentially, that they might have been human. So when the roles are reversed and you're at the receiving end of a difficult conversation, and you notice, for instance, that you're maybe starting to want to justify yourself or defend yourself, chances are the reason that's happening is that they haven't made a generous assumption about you. And so actually at that point in time, you can notice that defensive behavior and actually make a request for that and have that as a need.
You could say something like, I notice part of me wanting to leap in and justify. And I think what would really support me is just to hear that you don't think I'm a complete villain, or that there is some spaciousness in your understanding of the events, that there might have been good reason for me to have done this.
If you want to lean into more difficult conversations in your life and have more intimacy and connection,
then feel free to check out our group programs or book a one-to-one coaching call with Georgie or I.